because this video, I started off telling you some of the stuff that we're fixing, redoing, building. I wanted to go over that for you for this video. Now, this here is kind of different. It's not a motorcycle, I'm sorry. It's actually a vintage tractor that our customer and his son are actually redoing, which is really cool. But I figure it's a good learning experience and everybody at home could learn from it. With this one, they had went through and used the Rustoleum rattle cans to try to match it, which is a red and a black with a nice stripe. They're having a little bit of difficulty with the stripe having a nice cut edge, which it's a challenge. No matter what you do, it's a challenge. If you're painting with single stage paint, it's a challenge because you can run a nice tight fine line edge, and when you peel it off with a single stage paint, it's thicker, takes longer to dry. So you can't pull it off too wet and you don't want to pull it off dry, and there's a little window when you could pull that fine line off, and it's very hard with a single stage paint to peel it off and have it melt out. And that's one of the challenges they had. They left the spray cans for us to use because we know it, that we'd have a problem with it, we couldn't do it. And what we ended up doing is we scuffed it down. We wanted to try to lock it in before. Now, if you paint something and there's issues underneath there and you're not going all the way down and wanting to strip it down and start from scratch, what we do is we would scuff it, make sure it's sanded really good, a good mechanical adhesion, and then we put a clear base coat on it. If the clear base coat goes on there and bites, and you could build up a couple layers and there's no issues, a lot of times you're good to go. Unfortunately, on this one, it didn't. As soon as we put it on, it lifted. Now, there's multiple reasons why paint could lift. It's chemical reactions, it's reactions for non-mechanical reactions, and that's kind of what happened with this one. Is Lewis, when they put it on, they said it did lift. They were wanting to just sand it out and prime those areas and just move forward. But I said, if you have something lifting, what you got to do is make sure it's not a preparation issue underneath the paint. If it wasn't sanded properly, or there's a million things. You could put your first coat on of paint too dry. It could be too cold out. It could be too hot and the paint dries too quick and doesn't bite into the layer underneath it. You could put it on too wet and it kind of skins over but never fully dries underneath it. There's a million reasons why it could do that. If it's not sanded, it's going to lift. What it appeared that happened is some of the areas weren't prepped properly. Now, if you have paint underneath there, whether it's metal, primer, or paint, and it's not fully sanded properly, that paint's just gonna go through your paint, and when it hits that, back it off and just lift it right off the piece, and that's what it was doing.